Hello, my friends. I'm going to do a ring and ribbon pour today, but before I get to it, I want to show you 3 dried paintings. This first one is interesting because this was supposed to be a ring and ribbon pour. I don't know if you saw this video. It was a fairly recent one. And I didn't use my polyacrylic mix. I didn't have any polyacrylic, so I used golden gloss medium along with in place of the polyacrylic, thinking I would get a similar result, but instead I got this cloud effect, and I think it's quite beautiful, honestly, and I've varnished it and I'm pretty tickled with it. But so I'm going to definitely be revisiting that recipe and see if I can get this look again in other colors. But that so that was a failed ring and ribbon that turned into a happy mistake. Now, here's a ring and ribbon. This is quite an old one. I did a video on this long ago. This one I call Autumn Chaos because of the colors. Now, this was done with a polyacrylic mix, and you can see how nice and crisp the lines and the ribbons stay with that mix. I've tried all sorts of things, and this is the only mix where I can get this effect, and I like it a lot. So I don't have any polyacrylic mix yet on my shopping list, but I do have some Artist Loft ready mixed paints, and they are the only other ones I have found where I can get a similar look. And here is one of them. So this was done with the Artist Loft, and the lines get a little bit wonky as they settle. They don't stay quite as crisp as the ones done with the polyacrylic mix, but I just love these paints, the translucency of some of them, and the colors are gorgeous, and you can get a similar effect. So that's what I'm using today. I'm using the Artist Loft Ready Mix paints, and gonna give it a go. I haven't done a ring and ribbon in a long time. Some people have been asking to see one, and I haven't even poured in a long time because I was getting ready for that big show. I probably haven't poured in 10 days or more. So I'm just going small. This is a 12-inch round. And my colors are turquoise, titanium white, aqua green, metallic copper, and black. I'm going to use them straight out of the bottle. I do like to work with diluting these with Floetrol and glue, extending them, but to get the ring and ribbon look, you need to go straight out of the bottle with them. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't used them in quite some time. There's a little bit of a weird thing happening at the bottom, so I did give them a gentle shake before I started. And here we go. I'm going to send the paint down the side of the cup to help it to kind of layer upon itself rather than blend into each other. This is a pretty color. I love this aqua green. The copper, a little goes a long way, I've discovered. So I'm going to go sparingly with it. It's beautiful. I mean, that color is just magnificent, but it can really take over. So that's all I'm putting in. I wonder if I saw some lumps there. I'm not sure. And black. And it's sinking. Do you see how the copper is sinking to the bottom? That means it's going to come out last. So that may be it for the copper, honestly. But probably not. I can't I can't just put one little bit of copper. Let me put a little bit here next to the turquoise. That would be pretty. And there it goes. Down, down, down. That's it. I'm putting it away. I wonder if the gold, I assume the gold would sink as well, but I'm gonna, if I have any, I'm gonna try that. And I have a little bit of that left. Yeah, that's not sinking like the copper did. Interesting. Almost there. One more layer and that should be enough. Now that's more gold since that didn't sink. I'm going to end up with a copper center. And black. I'm anxious to get the polyacrylic because, yeah, I just really like the way that looks, and I know I can get good results with it. So I'll go get some of that, and then I'll go do a big one. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pour from the clean end. I always say that. This is where I send it down the side. It's a little messy. And I mean, you could, I don't know if you can see that, but it's messy there and it's nice and neat over here. So might as well start with neatly as possible. Just kind of rotating a little bit. Look at that black. It's wonderful with the blues. That copper is being not making an appearance yet at all because it's all down at the bottom. Here comes a little bit of it, I think. I'm calling it a ring pour, but I was mainly doing a straight pour, but here I'll do a little ring action. Oh, I like it. Oh, here comes that pretty copper. All right, I need to have some, reserve some for the ribbons, so let me stop. Oh, wow, that's so pretty right now. And now I'm going to do some wide ribbons, and then I'll reserve some for some skinny ribbons. Wide ribbons, tilt, and then skinny ribbons. So here we go. Just trying to do some graceful swoops across the canvas. That wasn't very graceful right there, but it'll get, oh, look at that copper and the turquoise. That's pretty. It will get distorted as I tilt, so I'm not too worried about it yet. When I do the skinny ones, after I stop tilting, then I have to be more careful about placement. Okay. That is very pretty right now. Okay, let's move it around. And because I'm using black in the design, if I have any voids on the edges, I will paint them in black when it's dry. So I don't worry about covering up every inch of the sides when I do this. Because once you are happy with your composition, you know, you don't want to sacrifice it by worrying about the sides. Okay. Well, that's pretty much coverage of the canvas. My black actually has kind of disappeared, hasn't it? It's just dark in some of the other colors. What have I got left in here? I'm going to take my gloves off because I think I'm done tilting. It's really important to wear gloves when you're working with this ready mixed paint because it's very, and look at that, I'm wearing gloves and I still got some on me. It's hard to get off. Ugh. Okay, I'm going to add a little white to what's left in the cup here. Just to get some more light contrast in there. And here we go. I'm out of practice. That was not very graceful. I'm going to crisscross it. Maybe I'll stop making those kind of, maybe I'll do this. I am really out of practice, my friends. This is not the best example of a ring and ribbon, but I will link at the end a series of other ones I've done which are far better than this, but it just goes to show, you know, it takes practice. It's not like riding a bike, you know? You come back to it and it's like learning over again, I think. One more. Okay, well, it's kind of pretty, but not exactly what I envisioned. How often does that happen? I do like that copper, though. It's very pretty in there. Against that turquoise. Lovely. There's some nice effects. I like that kind of basket weave look there. Huh. Well, there you go. A ring and ribbon. I'll be back with hopefully a more successful one when I use the polyacrylic mix. Until next time, my friends, thanks for joining me.